Well, in order to be able to navigate, I want to include some links, obviously. And for that to be included, I'll quickly create a new component, which I'll simply name header.view. And in there, I simply want to have a template. And now I will grab some nice links from getbootstrap.com, components, and there from navs. I like this pills look here. So I will quickly copy this snippet over to my template. And there I want to have two links for now. I want to have my home link, that's correct, and then the user link. I don't want to have the active class on it though, because I don't know if it will always be active. We'll come back to marking a link as active in one of the next videos too. So now I got both links with my anchor tags, though I don't want to use them like this. I don't want to use the ref attribute, because that would always send a request to the server. And even though that would be handled correctly, I don't want to do it like this, because first of all, that would limit the way how I can set up the links I visit, and I will come back to this. And it will also mean I always send the request, but if I'm already on the page and I click on this, it would be better if the request doesn't get sent in the first place, because I know I don't want to leave the application. Well, for this, VueJS gives us a nice little alternative to using an anchor tag at all. So we're going to remove it and instead use a component the Vue router ships with. It's called router link, and it will render an anchor tag in the end, so you wrap your content with this router link here, but it allows you to set it up differently than the normal anchor tag. What you do set up here, for example, is you pass the to attribute. You can also dynamically bind this by adding a colon in front of it, of course. We will see this in one of the next videos too. And then to is simply the path you want to navigate to. This can either be a relative path like user, now it will always be appended to the current URL, or /user or /home, or just / in this case to append it to the end of your domain instead of the end of your current URL. And here we would have /user, for example. Now by setting it up like this, if we go back to our application and well, maybe also include it here, that would also help. So also quickly import the header from components header.vue file and then register it as a local component here. So app header shall be our header. And now I want to add it above my loaded component, let's say like this. With that in place, we now see our links here, and you see it works. If we inspect such a link here, we see it is an anchor tag. This is what I told you. It gets replaced by an anchor tag, even though we used router link in our code. You also see that it has this class attached to it, this router link active class, but only if it is active. We're going to take advantage of this class soon. For now, the great thing is we got our working routing, and the interesting thing is if you click this link, it's actually not reloading the page. You can tell by it not playing this reload animation up there. It doesn't do that because since we used router link, there's an implicit click listener attached to it. So if we click on it, it doesn't do the default behavior of sending a request. Instead, it simply listens to the click and loads the correct route, which is one of the big advantages of using router link instead of the normal anchor tag.